Yeah, guys, I was working at Kelna Winery, and I remember, I'll do my job as a security, just, do patrols and everything. And I remember one time, I guess, when I was working there was this man that came. He wanted to talk to me, and he asked me, where do you work here? I'm like, yeah, I work here. And he was like, oh, okay. And he's like, how much they pay you? And then I told him how much they paid me. And when I told him how much I paid them, he's like, okay. So he was just kind of like observing it. Like he wanted to tell me something. And he had like a suitcase. I'm sure he had like a suitcase or something like that. And then the car looked like one of those, those cars those where they put coffins inside where I don't know what kind of car it was, but it was weird because I wasn't really paying attention. But I remember he was just talking to me, and then he goes right to his car. Then I'm just walking around, but he's just staying there, right? And when he's just staying there, he just like kind of like watching me, and I kind of felt iffy about it. It felt weird. I felt like I had conviction, like I was in danger. And I went around the winery, and I'll sit on the stairs. I just wanted to see what's going on, and it was just weird how he was just watching me, and then he'll go around. So once he went around the parking lot, right? And I just had like a bad vibe around this man. It was just not a good feeling. Like he felt like he was like he was up to something, like up to no good. And then I right now that I just thought about it, I realized that when you meet the devil, guys, and I want to tell you this: when you meet the devil, he's gonna come around you, and you're not gonna even realize that you're talking to the devil. So when you're as a Christian, or you believe in Jesus, the devil's gonna do anything in his power to stop you, and he's gonna mess with you more. Especially if you're lukewarm, he's gonna destroy you. There was this one time, the other time I met the devil was when I was working security in Alhambra. So when I came to Winery, when I worked there, I had so much fear that I quit my job because I felt uncomfortable. I felt something was off. I felt like death was coming. That's what I felt like. But I remember when I was working in Kano Winery, when I was in my car, I felt the spirit, I felt God's conviction around me. So it was conviction from God, letting me know, that He's with me and protecting me. So, cause I was a wreck, guys. I was just sad. I was just very down. Like my whole everything was just down. Like I was falling apart. And I remember just working there. All I thought about was hell in my mind. It was just thinking about hell. Is hell real? Is hell real? Because I wanted to get in tune with the spiritual. If hell is real or not. So I was like, is hell real? And this is the time when I was doing trading. I was doing trading in Robinhood, and I was trying to get money fast. I was looking at, because there was people that were all into what's that, Dogecoin, and making money. And there was a time when the Dogecoin went up. It rocketed up. So there was a time when I guess I had Dogecoin, but the market manipulates. The market manipulates, and if you don't get it in time, then you're not gonna get that money. So people were basically putting like you know a certain amount of how Dogecoin. If Dogecoin goes under like if Dogecoin is like 0.00000, the more the zeros you have with the Dogecoin, you make more money. But the Dogecoin like uh took off and went up to like uh 10 cents or like 1 cent or 0.005. You're not gonna really make that much money than like the person that got it before when Dogecoin wasn't like really booming. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, that was the time when the market was manipulating, very manipulative, and I could talk about that on another video. But I want to say that uh, there's some people that did make money from that. They did make a lot of money. Cryptocurrency, man. There's something about cryptocurrency that I want to talk about, but in another video. And I was all into that. But yeah, I wanna skip that. So there was that guy that came, that wanted to talk to me, and it was just creepy that he wanted to talk to me. And then I remember in Hollywood, around Hollywood, at that time I was just thinking in my mind like, there's just people out here like celebrities, there's rappers. You see like people in their Rolls Royce, people that have money, right? And in my head, I was trying to get rich like that. I wanted to be like that. Okay, so you gotta remember when you're looking at these flashy cars and these flashy things. Like you see people that have women, people that have money, and if you're not aware, and you're just one of those people that are not aware of how spiritual it is, you gotta realize that all that stuff to get, it comes with the price. You know, not everybody could be famous. Not everybody could have that much money because mostly a lot of things here are contracts. There's contracts everywhere. In the spiritual realm, there's contracts. There's covenants. That's what they call it, covenants. You're making how they say you make a pact with the devil. Well, there's covenants out there. You could be making knowingly or unknowingly. So the devil could make a contract with you, with you even not even realizing you made a contract with him. So we gotta be careful with what we say or what we put out, cause the tongue could it's powerful. When you say things that are negative to people, you could really affect their lives. This is real stuff. People probably think, nah, you you're gonna get you're gonna cry over somebody telling you something. Well, yes, the thing about words, man, you could really hurt somebody, and I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that too. But I want to talk about how uh, when I was in Alhambra, so a kid no winery, man, wasn't, I quit my job because I had fear, and then I had conviction, uh, letting me know that guy was up to no good, and I felt like he wanted to ask me like something like if I wanted to like sell my soul, but when I was around him, he felt like a devil, like he was I felt like he was a devil that was coming to like do something that was bad, that's why I had so much fear. And then he felt off, man. If the vibe was off, like it was like he wasn't human at all. So when you're drinking a lot of alcohol, guys, and you're drunk in the spirit with alcohol. You're drunk in letting these unclean spirits come in you. And I know in the Middle East they talk about spirits because they call it al-ghul spirits, And yeah, Muslims, look, I'm not gonna get to that topic. I'll talk about it in another video. But I want to talk about how if you let these spirits dwell in you, like especially with alcohol, alcohol could really mess up your life because alcohol is poverty. So when you drink a lot of alcohol, you're drowning in poverty. So it's important not to drink alcohol. It's gonna make you broke. And if you kick it with people that around you that don't have money, that are broke, you're gonna end up broke as well. So I just want to let you guys know that because that's what I was doing. Drink a lot of alcohol, and yeah, man, it's gonna leave you to poverty. So when 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 I quit getting a winery because I was scared because I had a conviction, I left it. I went to find another job, and I remember working in Alhambra, right? So I was working in Alhambra, and this job was cool. It was cool, and it's important to know who your friends are, guys. Like, you don't want to kick it with people that do drugs. If you kick it with people that do drugs, man, they're just gonna bring you down to the. They're gonna they're gonna bring you down, and you're not gonna really prosper because drugs, man, are not they're not good for you. It's gonna destroy your life. You know, I was into like doing cocaine. Doing coke and doing coke, man. It's gonna affect the way you live, the way you think, and it could even make you aroused. And mostly the times when you drink and do those drugs, it just opens a portal for you to do a sexual morality. Sexual morality could destroy your life, especially if you go around running around with women. You're basically being a slave to sexual morality. I was a slave to sexual morality. I was stuck in sin. I was a slave to these women. And the thing was that when you go out doing things like, certain things that you're not supposed to do, like masturbating, uh, going around looking for prostitutes, paying them, all that stuff, women could lead you to poverty too, because women, most of the time, they look for a man that has money, and if you don't have money, and if you're not investing in yourself, but you're investing in women and you're broke, then you're moving backwards. That's what I was doing. So you really want to invest your time with God, because you want God to build character in you, and God to build you to be uh, a man with dignity, because the devil doesn't have dignity. Uh, he wants to make you what he wants to make you, so he could condemn you, and God wants to convict you and let you know that what you're doing is not okay. So when I was working in Alhambra, I was I was working right there, and I was doing I was driving the golf cart, just driving around, and it was a cool little gig. It was a cool job. I liked it. It was a little shopping center I was working at. Just doing security. The guy was cool. I met. He was chill, and I met a coworker right there. And man, when I meet people, man, it's just weird, like how they just come around and we're doing things that we're not supposed to do. So I just want to say that when I was there, when I was working, I was just chilling most of the time. Because in your security, you're chilling, right? But I'll do my runs. I wasn't a lazy worker. I'll do my runs. Go around, go on the golf cart, driving around, and do my patrols. So it's important. You don't want to be a lazy worker. It's important to do your work, your job, whatever you're doing. You want to do it the best you can and not be a lazy worker, because it's not good to be a lazy worker, because it's not gonna build you to be better man. You want to work. It's important to work, guys. You know, being a lazy man is gonna lead to poverty as well. And being in poverty, man, is not a good feeling because you're not able to provide for the family, and it's important to provide for the family and take care of your family, and not go around spending money on other people that just want to have fun. We just want to go and have fun. Having too much fun is not good. You know, if you're having fun, you know, you want to limit your fun, but having too much fun, then you're just overdoing it. You see what I'm saying? And having fun with friends, yeah, we wanna go out with friends, but it's important to get close with God first before you do anything. You wanna analyze yourself first and analyze the Bible and read the Word, the Holy Bible. Now, when you read the Holy Bible, it's gonna be a challenge. What I want to say, it's gonna be a challenge to open that book, because I know a lot of people don't read the Bible, because it's like that book is like there's like a barrier around it that's pushing us away from it, and there is, because it's spiritual. So when you try to pick up the book, it's hard. It's like, man, I'm trying to pick up that book. I had a hard time picking up that book and reading because I had bad vision. So some of the Bibles had were small print. They were small print, so I couldn't really see the words. And I didn't have glasses at the time. I needed glasses. I got glasses now that I have glasses. Okay, so I had a hard time reading the word. So I needed to get a large print Bible now. So now I have a large print Bible. But they have Bible apps. You could go on your phone. They have the audio, and you could read the Bible, or you just order online, or go to your nearest church and ask them for a Bible. So yeah, man, I had a hard time reading the Bible, man. So and I didn't really pay no mind about it, and people didn't really care about it at all. But I just started messing with it. I just said, I'm gonna go on TikTok and just get on it. And I remember getting on TikTok, and I remember this is when the algorithm was going crazy, because the app was new. So when the app was new, you were able to get like 1,000 or 2,000 views in like 2 days, or you get even more. So people were just going on there. I seen people get like a lot of views, and I'm just like, the algorithm is crazy, because before all that, I remember people were all into celebrities, right? Like the stars, before like 2020 happened, everybody was all into celebrities. Celebrities were the big thing. Everybody's watching celebrities, idolizing them now, right? And then as us people, we were just like kind of like, say, like nobodies. So we were like, we're just idolizing them. And then now when the TikTok app came out, now it's like, now everybody could be famous now. So now everybody's on TikTok being famous. So I'm seeing family members, people, just regular people that, work, posting on TikTok. Now it's like everybody was able to get famous quick now. So I was like, then I started thinking like, why is it easy now that now all of a sudden it's easy for people to get famous? Because of algorithm. It's because they sensitize. They had it sensitized, sensitive to look at other uh, videos in different countries, such as like China. So they really put sensitivity where we couldn't really look at what was going on in China. You know, this is Big Brother doing all this stuff. You know, they want to sensitize things for us not to know. It's propaganda. So they pull out propaganda to make us think that China's the enemy, and they're the ones that brought the virus here. But I know for sure that China hadn't had nothing to do with it. You know, it was not them. It was these devils in the high that are high up there, like the elites. They're the ones that had a lot to do with this. Not China, not the people, not the Wuhan bats. Let's get that straight. So the elites guys are these 1%ers, which these people are their bloodlines run with Satan. So what I'm trying to say is these people are basically they're devils. You know, they're the Luciferian bloodlines. So they're devils out here that are roaming the earth. And you know, I know some people call them reptilians. And you know, the theory, conspiracy theory with reptilians is that they came and you know invade. You know, they dominated the earth and you know invaded. Were controlled by reptilians. And the conspiracy is that there's no God, or they're the gods, but the true living God. Because the reptilians are the serpent. You know, they're the old serpent from the Bible. So if you see in the Bible, it talks about the old serpent, you know, the devil. And the devil is able to shapeshift. So he's like a lizard form as well. So he's a, you know, he could shapeshift to a dragon. He's a dragon. His full form a dragon. And then he could come as a lizard form, a snake, a reptile. So that's his forms, you know. He likes to shapeshift into those forms. But yeah, so when I was working in Alhambra, guys, I remember getting on TikTok and I was watching a lot of conspiracy theory videos about like reptilians, right? And when I was driving my golf cart around, I remember seeing a car. I was going to Carl's Jr. And I remember seeing a van right there parked, and it was shape-shifting right in front of me. So I had conviction, guys, to see that the van started shape-shifting into different cars. It looked like a freaking video game to me. I was like one of those video games that you see the cars are changing. I'm just like, it's like, look cartoonish to me, you know, like a cartoon. So I was like, nah, something's up, man. So I guess I go into Carl's Jr. and I don't know. I feel like I wanna go take a piss, right? And I come out, and that same car, man, it was a different car. And when I looked in the car, man, it was like a Caucasian guy. And this Caucasian guy, man, he shapeshifted into an Asian guy. And I was just like, bro, did I just seen this guy just shapeshift right in front of me? And I feel like he caught me, like he knew I saw him, right? So I was like, oh man, you know, this is weird. So he backs up his car, right? And he starts driving off. Then he stops his car while I'm driving my golf cart. Then I stop, and he's like, hey, you. He's like, come over here. I'm gonna talk to you. And I had a bad vibe off that car, man, and something told me not to go next to it because you're in danger. This person is dangerous. So I was like, nah, I'm not gonna go over there because I had conviction not to go over there. So I didn't go over there. I said, you know what, I'm not gonna go over there, you know. So I didn't go right there. I stopped and just kept driving. And you know, after that, man, I just started tripping out. Like I just saw something that I wasn't supposed to see. You know, it was a devil basically. You know, there's devils among us. You know, uh, the devil roams this earth. This is Satan's domain, and there's one true living God. It's Jesus Christ, and he's warned us in the past about this. You know, he's in the Bible. He talks about this stuff. He went against a lot of governments. He went against a lot of religions. He went against a lot. He called out a lot of people. He called out a lot of phony devils out here, and they hated Jesus because he was speaking the truth and letting people know how it really was back then. So Jesus was like a gangster, you know. He was one of those good gangsters that was coming around, speaking truth and letting people know, you know, hey, you know, he's basically letting them know, and he's those devils, man, that were trying to like man, when you speak the truth, you're gonna get persecuted. So when God said if the world hates you first, if the world hates you, remember it hated me first. So man, I really do believe Jesus was straight up letting them know back then, and they crucified him, man. The Roman, Pontius Pilate, he couldn't find a reason to crucify him, but I guess you know the the they still crucified him because they couldn't handle it, because he was speaking the truth, and it was bothering them. It was bothering them. It was just bothering these demons. And yeah, man, I'm just trying to say that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, and the devil's gonna do anything in his power to deceive the world, to not let you to make you believe that Jesus is not a real person, that he was just a prophet. Because I know a lot of people just say, a lot of religions say, oh, he was just a prophet. No, he's the Son of God. He's the bread of life. He's the bread of life. He's the one living God and the one true God, And all these other false gods, man, they're just gonna lead you to demons. You're basically sitting in the table with demons, and it's just Satan just trapping people like he always does, because he only comes to do three things. He comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And Deceive. Alright guys, peace.